This is Built for Love, where we explore self-awareness, growth, and real transformation. Because love isn't something we chase, it's something we're built for. Hey there, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Energy Forecast. Built for Love's first episode of every month. I'm your host, Javier Ortega, and this is where we tap into the astrology, the tarot, and the deeper energetic themes shaping how we move through the month ahead. Because it's not just about what's happening, it's about how you move with it. I'm joined by my co-host, astrologer Regina Mirando, and tarot reader Eddie Valdovinos. And together, we're guiding you through every single sign. Remember that each month, 2 signs take the spotlight. And for the month of May, that's Taurus and Gemini. So today, we're walking you through what this month is asking of you, how to navigate it with intention, and what to stay aware of as everything begins to unfold. Let's get into it. Regina, what are the biggest themes happening in the sky this month?
Okay, so we've got, lots of stuff going on. We just had the full moon in Scorpio, and then we have Uranus now in Gemini and also Venus in Gemini. So we've got some things coming up for the Geminis that we'll get into in a little bit.
I love it. All right. Okay, Geminis, you should be excited. All right, so we're going to focus on our main characters first. Taurus, because Taurus takes half of the month, the first half of the month of May, and then the second half is Geminis. Happy birthday to you guys this month. So we're again, Regina takes it on for 2 minutes, Eddie takes it on 2 minutes. You get your astrological forecast and you also get your tarot forecast. So we're going to start with that. Regina, tell us about Tauruses for the month of May.
Okay, so Tauruses, the storm has calmed. We have calm waters now. You just got through craziness with Uranus was in your sign in April, and now Mercury is in Taurus. Mars is going into Taurus on the 19th, and Uranus is now officially in Gemini. So y'all were feeling it last month, and I think everybody was feeling it with the crazy Aries stuff, but now I think Tauruses can relax and you can just go back to your routine now. It's okay. We made it. You survived the chaos, which is really hard for Tauruses because they like routine. They like slow and steady wins the race. They don't like chaos. Like that is just like their nightmare. So they are so happy that things are calmed down right now. I feel like Mercury in Taurus, that just happened yesterday on the 4th, it's going to be in your sign until the 18th. So communication might be seem easier this month, and Mars will go into Taurus on the 19th of this month. So again, Taurus is now that we're in your energy because obviously the sun is in Taurus. They can relax. They can be more in tune with themselves. And, so I think it's a good time to just relax and enjoy and smell the flowers for Taurus. Y'all can calm down now. The worst is behind. We're all going to be okay now. and I mean, because this affects all the signs, I would say Tauruses, I think, are going to be happy as a clam right now.
I love the sound of that. You can go out. It's the perfect time. It's the perfect season to go out and smell the flowers, smell the roses, smell all the good stuff out in the air. So, Eddie, tell us what Tauruses are looking like for the month of May.
For the month of May, it's almost like a full sort of like roller coaster in a really good way when it comes to sort of like the energy that you're going to be experiencing. It's all really good things. I think towards the beginning of the month, we have the Knight of Swords here, so you're going to have some quick, energetic sort of news or conversations sort of coming your way. It might be with a particular person or a particular situation, but it's going to be sort of it'll be kind of coming in hot and fast. I don't think it's going to be anything bad, but just get ready for the beginning of the month to be you're going to get some news kind of delivered to you in a very quick kind of way, but it's going to be amazing because here we have the Four of Wands. So it's going to be a very grounding month for you. It's going to be a very celebratory month for you, and it's going to be a month that's going to be very stabilizing. I feel like it's really going to give you the sort of like the legs that you're kind of been looking for. Whenever I was learning this card in particular, the illustration always reminded me of four wooden legs on a table. The number four in tarot represents groundedness, right, and stability. So you're really going to be experiencing that table energy, if you will, for this month. And towards the end of it, you have the Page of Wands. So it's gonna you're gonna have this sort of like a really nice sort of like crescendo of energy at the end of the month. It's gonna just like the beginning of the month is gonna come in a little bit quick for you, not in a bad way. Okay, I didn't say that. You're gonna have some fast acting sort of like news coming towards you. You're gonna have this beautiful stabilizing energy, and it's gonna fade out in a really beautiful a calmer kind of energy. So it's going to come in a little quick. It's going to be really grounding, and then you're going to be able to like put your hat on this month and be like, yeah, that was a really good month. I really enjoyed it. So that sounds like a good month to me. So
Yeah, that sounds like a really great month. Okay, Tauruses. All right. All of that sounds amazing on both sides of it. So now let's jump into Gemini. We talked about how Gemini had some things going on. Regina, give it to us.
Gemini has a lot going on. So, Uranus entered Gemini at the end of April, and Mercury goes into Gemini on the 18th, and it's going to be conjunct Uranus. So Mercury rules Gemini, right? And Gemini is, the sign of communication. So Uranus being conjunct their sun, I'll speak for me. My birthday's May 24th, so I'm a 3-degree Gemini. So it's in those early degrees, the May Geminis are going to feel it the most now, and it's going to be like upheaval. Just if it's not meant to be in your life, it's not only going to be gone, it's going to be gone in a flash. Like you're going to just decide, like something's going to, change. It's like upheaval, but good, for your own good. Like it's freedom, it's liberating. And Geminis, the good thing about Geminis is we are mutable signs. So we can actually go with the change, unlike Tauruses and Uranus being in Taurus, that was like their nightmare. So now Geminis can go with the flow. I know, most Geminis that I know they can just flow with it and laugh as it's happening, and that's what I do. But Geminis are going to have a very big time from here on out, but it starts this month, where you're really feeling it. But good stuff. I mean, it's all good. It's all for our own good. It's not to be it just might feel abrupt, but necessary. I mean, yeah, you might walk out on your job, or you might, Mercury and Gemini, you might just say what you're really thinking. um, so it's okay though. We can handle it. Geminis, y'all can handle change. It's all good. We're gonna be all right.
Coming from the Gemini queen herself, thank you so much, Regina. Eddie, hit us with the tarot reading for the month of May in Geminis, or
if there
Geminis in
is
the month of May.
yes. If there is an illustration storyboard of what Regina said, it's literally this. Okay. Starting off, we have for you Geminis, we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, the cards are reminding you that whatever upheaval might happen this month for you, um, don't wallow in that pity. Okay, it might be something like Regina said. It's a sudden upheaval. This card is reminding you, yes, it's happening, but just take yourself out of your head a little bit, because Geminis can be really good at that. Take yourself out of your head a little bit and realize that there is there's food and warmth just feet away from you. Okay, so but the way that Regina said that, whenever that sudden upheaval happens, it's going to be for the good, and it's going to be really positive. Hell yeah, it's going to be for the positive. This is a Sun card. It's my favorite card. I said in the last episode, this card isn't just a yes, it's a hell yes, right? It's positivity, warmth. It's just fulfillment, and it's blossoming, right? So whatever ends up leaving in this month for you, it's not just going to be the exit of a bad thing. It's going to be the exit of something that's not serving you, and it's going to be the entrance of something that's going to just envelop you in so much positivity. So I'm looking forward for that for you guys. And lastly, we have the Eight of Pentacles. keep putting the hard work in. You know what I mean? I think this is meaning more on an actual level. So, put those extra hours in at work. If you get asked for a little bit of OT, say yes, why not? Take on that little endeavor, go for that extra sort of like chapter before you end up closing the book. You know what I mean? Just allow yourself to take on, not want to say take on a little bit extra, but allow yourself to put in a little bit more work than what you normally would. I think it's gonna help. So yeah, that's really exciting for you, Geminis. I need to check in on all of my other Gemini friends later on this month.
Right. I sounds like say sayonara to what doesn't fit and align with you anymore, and flow with that next phase of your life. I love the sound of that. So now we're going into the lightning round. This is the energy forecast for the rest of the 10 signs. Regina will be giving you a 1 minute forecast on astrology, and Eddie will be giving you a 1 minute tarot forecast. So let's get to it. The next sign is me, Cancers. Come on, Regina, give it to me.
Okay.
Give it to me good.
So Venus goes into Cancer on May 20th. And then we have the moon will be in Cancer also on the 20th, conjunct Jupiter. So Jupiter's been in Cancer for a minute, like a year and a half. And we're in the like around 18 degrees, 19, 20 degrees right now, Cancer. So my later Cancers, the ones that are like mid July, like around the teens in July, they're the ones that are probably going to be feeling it the most. But Jupiter is, the planet of abundance, of good fortune. So it really helps Cancer feel all warm and fuzzy. And if things are going to be, good things are coming, good fortune, like good luck, just positive things. Like Jupiter, I love Jupiter's energy. It just feels good. Y'all are going to be nice and cozy. So
I love it. I love it. I love to feel cozy. All of it sounds good to me. I'm excited. Eddie, give it to me. What's my tarot reading?
All right,
What's
so
tarot reading for Cancers for the month of May?
so for the month of May, all of my cancers, I've got the Lovers and the Page of Pentacles. That's great for you guys. Now, the Lovers can represent an actual relationship, but doesn't exclusively only mean that, right? So if you are in a relationship and you are in love, that's really going to be watered this month. So it's going to be just really, really that warm and cozy and fuzzy feeling that Regina was talking about. I think that's going to resonate with this. But also remember that it doesn't necessarily always have to mean romantic relationship. It can mean it really essentially means the duality, right? It represents sort of two sides of the same coin. So if it's not the romantic aspect that applies to you, it'll come and it'll take shape in more of like there's going to be sort of like choices and opposing sort of like uh, energies this month. So pay attention to those things, okay? And as far as the good luck comes, absolutely. Yeah, the Page of Pentacles here, you're gonna have, I think, especially when it comes to your finances and when it comes to your resources, the things around you, I feel like you've been sort of like pouring like drop by drop into this sort of bucket of your wealth for yourself. That's just gonna overflow this month, I think. So if you see a penny, pick it up because it's gonna be really good luck for you guys.
Oh, I love that.
I love that. Okay, come on, finances, pour on in, pour on in. Um, I love that. I love that. That definitely resonates a lot for me. All right, so we're gonna move on to Leos. Regina, hit us with Leos.
Okay, so Leos, we still have Neptune and Saturn in Aries, which is a fire sign, right? So that's going to be trining Leos, right? And it's so Leos are going to be still feeling that energy of let's, let's make a plan, let's have some direction and intention with how we want to go to the next step of our plan. So Leos are still feeling that energy, but a trine is a good aspect. So Leos and Aries are both fire. So, I think that Leos the whole year, for that matter, are going to be feeling this energy of direction with purpose. All the fire signs, truly. So I feel like Leos, again, are going to have a little more grounding. And, with things in Gemini, they sextile each other. So that's a good thing. Leos love Geminis too. So it's a good stuff for Leos.
I love the sound of that for Leos. I think that direction is something that anybody and everybody could use. So, Eddie, what's our tarot for Leos?
So Leo is quite interesting. Here we have the moon and we have the Eight of Wands. So, starting off for the month, Leos are going to experience. I think it's really important that Regina touched on the intention of the this month, because I think that's going to be almost challenged for you, because with the moon card here, there's there's a sense of there's been some kind of like murky waters going on recently. There's a bit of like unanswered kind of things. Maybe this might sound a little heavy, but maybe you feel like you've been lied to a lot recently. There's some kind of like distrust that you might be experiencing. There's a little bit of confusion and some murkiness going on. And just pay attention to that, and remember to be very, very intentional when it comes to sort of like handling that this month. Because another thing you have this month going on with the Eight of Wands, you have a lot of fast moving action. So the way that with Taurus, we're going to have some fast moving sort of like news and conversations. Yours is going to be very quick moving actions happening. So it might be a promotion, it might be, you moving, or it might be just a new relationship, but just get ready for that this month.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I mean, we definitely want to move out of those murky waters intentionally. So I think that was some great advice for Leos. Let's move on over to our Virgos. Regina, hit us with the Virgos.
Well, Virgo is a mutable sign. So, unfortunately, with Virgos, all the stuff that's going on in Gemini, like I said, Uranus and Venus, but mainly Uranus, that's going to be squaring Virgos. So Virgos are going to be, again, no earth sign enjoys that, liberating erratic energy of Uranus. So Virgos are going to be kind of like, I don't like this, but again, it's not meant to, be bad, but it is going to push, in the direction you're supposed to be in. But because we have stuff in Taurus as well, Taurus is an earth sign. So there are going to be some positive things going on. Like Venus and Uranus are going to be trining in Taurus, or they already did in April, and that's going to be through the first half of May. So they're going to be okay. Just not maybe a little uncomfortable.
That's okay. That's okay. My rising's in Virgo, but for my Virgos, we can work through it, right? There's always this too shall pass. Eddie, what's the tarot for Virgos?
Well, my rising and my moon are both in Virgo. So, um, for Virgos, we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. So, a lot of that, like how Regina was saying, a lot of that Earth energy is definitely going to be around you. In the sense of like your day to day. This is going to be a very day to day thing for you guys this month. There's nothing crazy. There's not a crazy upheaval necessarily happening this month for you guys. Your morals and characters aren't going to be necessarily challenged per se, but there are some day to days that you should probably look out for. Remember, the cards are saying slow and steady wins the race. Okay, so don't try to rush anything. Try to embrace that sort of a slow burn kind of energy, especially when it comes to your resources. So when it comes to your time, when it comes to your finances, your relationships, even take your time with them and really water them. And be careful what you sort of allow yourself to give when it comes to your time and your finances this month.
All right, that's some great advice. Move with intention, Virgos. So now let's move on to our Libras, Regina.
Okay. So Libras are an air sign. So Libras are going to be having a good old month, because more towards like the mid month. And the September Libras are going to be feeling that Uranus energy because, again, Uranus is in the early degrees of Gemini. So the early degrees of Virgo, I'm sorry, of Libra are going to be feeling it. And like, Libras and Geminis are like peas and carrots. Some of my best friends, a lot of my best friends are Libras. So I feel like it's going to give them energy, maybe have some a little more decisiveness, around it, but also be okay to just go with the flow. Because again, Gemini and Libras are great together. They literally are peas and carrots. So I think Libras are going to have a good month in May. I don't think they're going to be, in any conflicting situations. So
I love the sound of that. I feel like a lot of Libras I know were really going through it for a while. So this sounds great. That Gemini energy is on your side, so go with that
they
flow.
real quick, they were going through it because all that Aries energy was opposing Libra. So all
Oh.
that Aries was like in opposition to them. So you are 100% correct. They were going through it. And now it's like, oh, thank God that's over.
Well, there you go. It's over. Eddie, give us the tarot.
So super interesting here. You have so much of that Libra energy just represented in these cards right here. You have the Two of Swords and you have the Two of Cups. If
Oh,
you and right, and Regina's nodding and she's going, "Wow!" If you know anything about
so
tarot,
Libran.
right, this is the most Libra. What's that one saying that it's like a Libra can never make up their mind about a choice they're never going to make? You know what I mean? So that is sort of gone this month. Okay, with the Two of Swords. I think a lot of it in the past that you were experiencing, that sort of like indecisiveness might have been a little bit rather self-imposed. You're leaving that behind, and this month, you're going to be embracing that Two of Cups energy. So it's going to be a really beautiful emotional exchange with your loved ones. It's going to be a really beautiful emotional outpouring and receiving this month. So you're going to have a lot of realigning and a lot of realignment this month. And good for you, Libras. I think you needed this.
Hell yeah, you guys are being so supported right now. Go with it. Go with that flow, like both Regina and Eddie said. Let's move on to Scorpios, Regina.
Well, Scorpios, we just had the full moon in Scorpio, so they were probably feeling a lot of that. And remember, Scorpios, a couple things. Scorpios oppose Taurus. That's their opposition. So they were, when Uranus was in Taurus, they were probably feeling like 1 minute everything's crazy and the next minute things are okay. But now that it's moved into Gemini, it's going to be a little different, So I think that when Mars is going to be opposing Scorpios in Taurus on the 19th, and then, Venus going into the Cancer, Venus and Jupiter, goes into Cancer on May 20th. And that's going to be, again, because Cancer and Scorpio are water signs, so that's going to calm things down. So Scorpios might have like a kind of the beginning of the month, but then by the end of the month things will be calming down.
So again, that awareness of kind of what to expect so that you can move with that flow. But us Cancerians got you, Scorpios. So Eddie, give it to us. What's in it for Scorpios this month?
So for Scorpios this month, you have the Eight of Wands, then you have the Ace of Swords. Um, Again, it really does echo what Regina was saying. For the beginning of the month, you can definitely expect some quick moving changes, some fast moving energy and actions that will be coming to you this month, Scorpio. And so just be on the lookout for that. It's not a bad thing by any means, but be on the lookout, but also be receptive to it because things can change rather quickly. It's going to be very invigorating. A lot of quick, you can get that really quick letter in the mail that you weren't expecting right away. You can get that really quick sort of email. That meetup is going to happen sooner than you think. And then with the Ace of Swords, there's going to be a bit of a download you're going to have. There's going to be sort of like an idea presented to you, or one is going to come out of nowhere that's really going to catapult you into something that you've been really wanting to unlock recently. So a lot of energetic, quick fastness moving your way, but a lot of clarity is going to come with that. So that's good for you guys.
All right, Scorpios. Well, you can never go wrong with clarity. Fast pace. It's just that theme again of moving with intention. So, Regina, what do we have for our Sagittariuses?
Well, so at the end of the month, the very last day of May, it's a full moon in Sagittarius. And remember, Sagittarius and Gemini oppose each other. So Uranus being in Gemini is going to oppose Sagittarius. So it's going to be kind of like what I talked about with with Taurus Scorpio. It's, Sagittarians are probably going to be 1 minute, they're going to be uh, like, what the heck is happening? But again, Sagittarians are mutable signs. So they, out of the fire signs, can actually go with change. Remember, Sagittarians are the fun sign of the zodiac. They're the ones that like love to have a good time, and they're the jokers. Um, but when it's in opposing, when stuff is in Gemini, just like when stuff's in Sagittarius, I always feel yuck. So when stuff's in Gemini, they feel that too. So it's going to be kind of a little ebb and flow for them this month.
All right, Sag, there you go. You have that awareness. Eddie, give us the tarot reading for our Sages.
So for our Sagittarius, we have the Two of Wands, and then we also have Temperance. For this month, what you can look forward to is there's going to be some planning going on. There's going to be some planning on your behalf. I don't know if you're maybe thinking about maybe relocating or maybe taking a bit of a trip, but there's going to be you're planning and putting your feelers out for something that's going to involve a little bit of a change of scenery, which is very Sagittarius because of course they just want to they love to travel. You know what I mean? So that's definitely coming up this month for you. Nothing huge and major, but just a little bit of a shift, of a momentary shift that's going to happen this month in that sense. And then Temperance, it's followed by Temperance, which is a really good thing, which is one of the virtues, which is it's going to be very balancing and restorative for you this month, which is really nice because I feel like you might have been craving that, but you weren't able to sort of plan for that. This month, you'll be able to do all those things.
So that sounds like a pretty good um, reading in general with both sides of the astrology and the tarot for our Sages. So what about our Capricorns, Regina?
Okay, so on the 4th, Mercury went into Taurus. And again, Capricorn is a earth sign. So when there's planets in earth signs, Capricorns are good. And, Capricorns and Tauruses get along great. But we also have on the May 19th, Mars goes into Taurus. So that's also going to be good for them. Tauruses, I mean, Capricorns again, like Tauruses, they move slow. They're the earth signs, and Capricorns they're the ones that are planning everything all the time. Things are going to flow for them easier in that regard. They're going to be able to make those plans, and those plans are going to actually, follow through because they do not like it when a plan does not go through or there's something crazy happens, like they were probably freaking out when Uranus was in Taurus, a little bit. But now that, well, no, actually, they were probably okay. But now that Uranus is in Gemini, they're going to be, it'll be interesting for them, I think. I really do. So it's okay, though. They can handle it. They're the Capricorns. They can do it.
A lot of Capricorns that I know have kind of been feeling like they're going through it or they're moving through like like molasses, kind of
You're right.
keeping.
I'm a Capricorn rising. And so, I just had Pluto in my first house for like, I don't know, 14 years. So it's like,
Wow,
so Capricorns have been feeling it with Pluto being in Capricorn, but now that it's moved into Aquarius, they can relax now. They
there you
worked really
go.
hard during that time.
Relaxing sounds good. Eddie, give us the tarot reading for Capricorns.
All right, Cappies, you have the Five of Wands and you have the Six of Swords. For this month, the cards are reminding you that to not get lost in the sauce. Okay, I see a little bit of sort of like kind of conflict happening. Again, this is going to be more day to day for Capricorns. It's nothing monumental that's like shaking you to your core per se, but you're a Capricorn, so like I think nothing can shake you to your core. But be mindful of like the day to day things, okay? Because there's going to be a little bit of like maybe arguments that might happen, some conflicting ideas. Don't get lost in that sauce, okay? Remember what you were there for, and then just carry that out. But you also have the Six of Swords, which is a beautiful card, which means just there's a lot of stiller waters coming for you. Okay, there's a bit more of a restorative vibe. Maybe towards the end of the month, that's going to be happening. So things are going to be nice and smooth sailing, if you will, for a lot of you guys. So, yeah.
Stay grounded and keep on pushing, Caps. All right, so let's move on to Aquarius. Regina.
Okay, so Aquarius is an air sign, and we have Pluto in Aquarius for the next like 13 years. So the early Aquarians, the late January Aquarians, are feeling the Plutonian energy right now. And that's, it's kind of heavy because Pluto's about death and rebirth. So they're kind of feeling probably heavier than normal. But then on May 8th, the moon will be in Aquarius and it'll be conjunct Pluto and, the sun, their sun. So it will be an interesting time. It might actually like soften that Plutonian energy because the moon is feminine, and Pluto is the god of the underworld. So it's they're yeah, Aquarians are gonna be feeling it, but you know what? Capricorns just went through it too, so it's your time too. And globally, to be honest, globally, it's gonna be a huge shift because Aquarians are they're the humanitarians. They're also technology and moving forward. So that's it's just going to be an interesting time. I really do believe that.
All right, Eddie. So, what about the tarot for our Aquariuses?
So interesting enough, for Aquarius, we have the Page of Wands and we have the Queen of Cups. So major feminine energy coming in this month, the way that Regina said. So don't be afraid to really embrace that and to tap into that for all the Aquarians out there. You're gonna have a lot of that sort of nurturing, yes, sort of like a very feminine energy coming in, that sort of divine feminine energy coming in. Um, but listen to it when it's regarding your emotions, okay? So don't be afraid to really give of yourself this month emotionally, right? And know that you're in control of your emotions, not the other way around, okay? And a little like sort of a little spark of advice that I think the cards would encourage you to embrace this month is to have a little bit of childlike zeal. I think for some of you, you might be missing some of that, or you might be wanting some of that. Remember to embrace a little bit of like childlike wonder and a little childlike energy. You know what I mean? Do something random this month.
All right, Aquariuses. It's giving life's not that serious. Allow that inner child to come out and play. So let's go for my besties, our Pisces. Regina, hit us
Um,
with Pisces.
well, Pisces were kind of beat up there with Aries because Pisces does not know what to do with all that Aries energy. So they were probably like, "Oh my God, it's so scary," So now, Pisces and Taurus get along really well. Earth and water, right? So there's gonna have so now that again, now that Venus and Uranus are going to go into Gemini, that's going to be a little bit of some, again, mutable squaring. So they're going to be like, I don't know about this. But they just had the full moon in Scorpio, which is a water sign. So they were probably really enjoying that like depth and energy. I mean, Pisces thrive in that stuff. Uh, but Mercury now being in Taurus, that again is going to give them more grounding to their communication. And then Mercury goes into Gemini, and of course we got Uranus in Gemini. So that's going to be, it's going to be a little tricky for them, but I think they'll be okay. And then goes into Cancer on May 20th. And again, Cancer being the water sign, it'll like end with in like a, oh, okay, I just made it. So they'll be okay. You got this, Pisces.
My Pisces, you are going to be okay. I love to hear the conversations that talk about or that include Cancers and Pisces together. Speaking of my Pisces, Eddie.
That's me. Um, I absolutely love everything that Regina just mentioned, and it really, echoes and resonates with me because before we began this call just now, I was like, yo, this energy that happened, this last month in April, it had me feeling, just for me, it was really physically manifesting itself. But this month is going to be, yeah, it's going to be a big change this month. Definitely a lot more of that groundedness is definitely coming through. You have the King of Wands, and then you have the Ace of Wands. Okay, for a lot of you Pisces, there's going to be almost like that that sit down in that throne in that place where you feel like you haven't been in recently, you're gonna feel that centering and that groundedness happen again, and you're almost gonna feel like you have this almost like newfound like ignition for life. There's a lot of sort of like warmth and spark this month that's happening for you guys, so look out for that. And as far as the Ace of Wands here, remember to do yourself up and have fun romantically. Okay, be sexy this month.
Ooh, be sexy and you get a throne. Come on, Pisces. Take several seats in the best way possible.
Right.
Last, but definitely not the least, our big, beautiful, bright, fiery Aries, Regina.
Okay, so we still got the big guys in Aries. We've got Saturn and Neptune, and Aries. It's just still, it's giving. Thank God, it's giving them a grounded intention on how to direct all that energy. And we just got through the craziness, with 7 planets. That hasn't happened in hundreds, if not thousands, of years. I think it happened when there was like a revolution of some kind. So that was a big freaking deal. It really was. And I think that now that things are no longer in Aries, they're going to be, a lot more calm. But again, Taurus finishes what Aries started. But again, you still have Saturn, Big Daddy Saturn, and Neptune, mom. It's basically like mom and dad are in Aries right now, is trying to ground that fire, rebel, like let's go, initiating energy. So they're going to be feeling that for a while.
All right, Aries, maybe it's time to chill a little bit. Eddie, give us the tarot for Aries.
Yeah, absolutely everything that Regina said. We have Five of Swords, and then we have the Five of Cups, right? In tarot numerology, the fives are more of that like spiky number. They tend to signify conflict and unease and kind of like bickering and just kind of like a little bit of uneasy energy. So when it comes to the Five of Swords, this month the cards are reminding you there might be a little bit of conflicting ideas going around in your surroundings. There might be an exchange of words that you might regret later on this month. Just be mindful of that and remember to leave whatever doesn't serve you, not just in the general sort of like woo-woo sense, but literally if a conversation isn't serving you, leave the room, walk away. If you catch yourself about to say something that you're like, oh shit, I might, you know what I mean, very much that former sort of like Aries energy, or maybe unhealed Aries energy, you can say, you know what, I'm going to hold back a little bit. I'm not going to say that just now, okay? And then with the Five of Cups, when things seem like they might be a little disappointing this month, take a step back and don't wallow, because there's a lot that's going to that can really fulfill you emotionally this month. So take some time away if you need to, right? Take a step back.
I think they need a vacation.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
To be
Aries,
honest, they
anybody who's
really.
Aries,
It's
if you were
okay.
looking for an excuse to take a vacation, this is
No.
it, because this is your time to chill. All that to say, I very much heard, choose your battles wisely, right? Not everything's worth it.
But
But
real
take that
quick,
Right.
vacation. Clear your mind,
Mars
man.
is Mars is still in Aries until May 19th. And I will say, I'll correct myself real quick. Neptune isn't mom. Neptune is like the dreamy aunt or dreamy sister, because the moon is technically mom. So let me just correct myself if anybody out there is like, Neptune isn't mom. The moon is mom. So, just anywhere. But yeah, Neptune is still our dreamer of the zodiac, but having it
She's
be
our
in
Thea.
Aries gives it a little direction. So
I love it. That's a great way of describing Neptune.
it's
I'm
like the
stealing that,
dreamy
Regina. That's
sister,
amazing. Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
I'm
dreamy
stealing
aunt.
that.
We all know that's a good Thea. That's the fun Thea.
Right, that's the fun Thea. Exactly. Oh my God, it's perfect. Yeah.
She's the
I
Thea that will
love
pick
it.
you up when you're drunk and you don't want to call your parents.
Exactly. Be like, ay, mijo,
Just
no
call my
problem.
Thea
Like,
real
Right.
quick.
I won't
She's
tell your mother.
everybody's Thea, right? She's that friends group. That's my Thea. No, that's my Thea too. I love it. I love it.
So
I love
right.
it. Guys, 2026 in general, it just, no month is coming short of some amazing things happening astrologically, whether, amazing in some intense ways or amazing in some really great ways, right? So, make sure you guys stay in tune. So, Regina, if you had to summarize the deeper astrological lesson of the month of May, what is it now based off of these readings?
Prepare, like put your seatbelt on, to be honest, put your seatbelt on, because the fact that Uranus is now an immutable sign and also an air sign, um, that's going to be way different feeling than when it was in a fixed earth sign. So put your seatbelts on, and just
Safety
prepare.
first.
Just it's going. It's I would say that would be the theme of the most that stands out to me.
All
And
right, guys, you
Gemini's in
hear that?
particular. Hold on
Safety
tight.
first. Hold on tight, safety first. Eddie, what messages do you feel the cards are reinforcing for people for the month of May?
Definitely hold on tight. We have the Knight of Pentacles here. Hold on tight, and if you can, embrace that slow moving energy. Right, the Knight of Pentacles is the only knight in the court that's slow moving. Typically, the knights are very fast, fast, fast. He's the only guy that's chilling. His horse is standing really, really still. So don't be afraid to really if you can embrace sort of like that slow and steady energy, and that's being echoed with the Nine of Pentacles as well. So put your seatbelt on, like Regina said, but also look out the window a little bit. Don't just go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, overall, I'm hearing brace yourself for a ride that's unexpected. So do your best to stay in the moment. It could be really fast paced or it could be really slow paced. Nonetheless, it's happening
Just
to
flow.
for you, not to you. So everybody, thank you for tuning into this month's energy forecast.
As always, if this resonates, please take it. It may serve you as guidance throughout the month.
Also, just follow the stars. Let the stars be your guide.
And remember, love isn't something we chase.
It's
It's
something
something
we're
we're
built
built
for.
for.